Have you ever wondered how an SQL injection can lead to full system access? Well, let's dive into the intriguing world of SQLi, or SQL injection, a favored tool among hackers. SQLi, in its simplest form, is an insertion of malicious SQL code into a query. This is possible when an application does not correctly validate input before adding it to an SQL query. While it might sound harmless, an SQL injection can wreak havoc. It can manipulate your database, extract sensitive data, modify data, or even delete it. Now that's a potential nightmare for any system administrator. But why is it so popular? Well, SQLi is relatively easy to perform and often results in a high reward, making it a go-to for many hackers. The true danger lies in its potential to open a gateway to full system access, turning a seemingly simple injection into a catastrophic security breach. That's a quick look at what SQLi is, but how does it go from a simple injection to a full-blown system access? Now, let's delve into the process of how an SQLi can lead to system access. It's a fascinating journey that begins with the innocent-looking code on a web page. The first step involves exploiting vulnerabilities. Hackers are always on the lookout for weaknesses in the code. They're like predators, patiently waiting for the perfect time to strike. They find a form or a query on a web page that is vulnerable to SQL injection. This form might be as simple as a login box or a search bar. Then, they inject malicious SQL queries into these forms. This SQL code is designed to trick the system into revealing information it shouldn't. Think of it as a crafty fox convincing a hen to open the gate of the hen house. Now, this is where it gets interesting. This injection can potentially give hackers access to sensitive data. This data can be anything from usernames and passwords to credit card information. It's like finding a treasure chest in the digital world. But they don't stop there. Oh no, they're just getting started. Now they have the keys to the kingdom, they want the crown as well. They'll use this data to gain more privileges on the system. They might impersonate a legitimate user or even an admin. Once they've gained these privileges, they're one step closer to their ultimate goal: full system access. They can now control the system as if they were the rightful owners. They can change data, delete files, or even install malicious software. It's like they've taken over the hen house, and there's not much the hens can do about it. That's the basic process of how an SQLi can lead to system access. But what does this look like in practice? It's a question that will take us to the heart of the digital battlefield, where the war between hackers and system administrators rages on. So buckle up, because we're about to dive even deeper into the world of SQLi. Let's examine a real-life example to better understand this process. Picture this, a quaint online bookstore. The website has a simple search box where you can type in the name of the book you're looking for. Seems harmless, right? But what if someone doesn't search for a book title, but instead types in a carefully crafted string of code? This is the beginning of an SQLi, or SQL injection attack. The code is like a master key, designed to trick the system into revealing information it shouldn't. Instead of returning a list of books, the system might return a list of usernames, passwords, or even credit card numbers. This is the initial vulnerability that allows the hacker to pry open the door. Once inside, the hacker can manipulate the system further, injecting more malicious code. They're no longer just a visitor searching for a book. They're a fox in the henhouse, able to access, alter, or even delete data stored in the system. They could change prices, erase records, or create new accounts with full administrative privileges. This is where the SQLi attack evolves into full system access. And here's the scary part. The whole process could happen in less than a minute, with the hacker leaving little trace of their actions. The bookstore owner might not even realize there's been a breach until they notice discrepancies in their records or receive complaints from customers. This might sound like a plot from a cybercrime movie, but it's a very real threat. Every year, thousands of websites fall victim to SQLi attacks, causing millions of dollars in damages and immeasurable harm to their reputation. So that's a glimpse into how an SQLi attack can occur. But how can we protect ourselves from such attacks? Now we turn our attention to the most important aspect: system protection. You've seen the damage an SQLi attack can do. It's not pretty, is it? But don't worry, we're not here to scare you. We're here to arm you with the knowledge and tools to safeguard your system against such threats. So where do we start? With regular code audits, of course. Code audits are like health checkups for your system. They help you find and fix vulnerabilities before they become gateways for attackers. Regularly reviewing your code not only helps you understand its flow better, but it also allows you to identify potential weaknesses that could be exploited. so make sure you conduct these checkups frequently. Next up, we have web application firewalls. Think of them as your system's personal bodyguards. They stand at the front lines, blocking malicious traffic and preventing unwanted visitors from getting in. By filtering and monitoring HTTP traffic between your web application and the internet, these firewalls effectively ward off various kinds of attacks, including SQLi. But firewalls aren't infallible. That's where parameterized queries come in, also known as prepared statements. These queries ensure that your code and data are separate. This way, even if an attacker tries to sneak in malicious code, your system won't execute it. It's like having a bouncer who can spot a troublemaker from a mile away and refuse them entry. Lastly, let's talk about database accounts. It's crucial to limit their privileges. Not every account needs to have the keys to the kingdom. By restricting what each account can do, you minimize the potential damage if an account were to be compromised. It's a bit like having a vault within a vault, adding an extra layer of security. By taking these steps, you can significantly reduce the risk of falling victim to an SQLi attack and subsequent system breach. So keep your system safe, and remember, prevention is always better than cure.